The Glock we all know has created a legacy, but not all are winners. The name Glock alone conjures images of reliability, rugged simplicity, and the kind of no-nonsense performance that has made it the sidearm of choice for law enforcement, military personnel, and concealed carriers worldwide. Since Gaston Glock revolutionized the handgun market in the 1980s, the Austrian powerhouse has dominated with models like the Glock 17 and Glock 19 pistols so dependable they've become the gold standard. But here's the thing, not every Glock is a home run. In fact, some models are downright questionable, whether due to oddball calibers, impractical designs, or just being solutions in search of a problem. And if you're thinking about buying one of these misfires, you might want to pump the brakes and reconsider. Today, we're diving into the Glocks that missed the mark. These are the pistols that, despite the brand's sterling reputation, just didn't make the cut. Maybe they're too niche, too conserved, or just plain outclassed by better options. Whatever the reason, here are 5 Glocks you should never buy unless you enjoy frustration, wasting your money, or the occasional and inevitable regret-filled range day. So before you spend your hard-earned cash, let's break down why these 5 Glocks deserve a hard pass. The Glock 26 is the original subcompact 9mm that was supposed to be the ultimate concealed carry pistol. And sure, on paper, it does make sense. You know a tiny Glock 19, right? Well, not quite, because the Glock 26 suffers from one major flaw, and that is its stubby grip. Unless you have child-sized hands, you'll find yourself struggling to get a full purchase on this thing. And while pinky extensions and aftermarket base plates exist, at that point, why not just carry a Glock 19? No, seriously. You're barely saving any size, and the 19 shoots so much better. And then there's the recoil. For a 9mm, the Glock 26 snaps more than you'd expect, making follow-up shots slower than they should be. And let's not even talk about magazine compatibility. Yes, it takes larger Glock mags, but if you're stuffing a 17-rounder into a subcompact, you've defeated the purpose of carrying small in the first place. Wouldn't you agree? So the bottom line is that the Glock 26 is outdated. With modern micro-compacts like the SIG P365 and Springfield Hellcat offering better capacity in a smaller package, the baby Glock feels more like a relic. I can literally hear Glock fans scream, "What? Why on earth is the Glock 29 on your list?" Well, hear me out before you go judging. This is one of the 10mm hand cannons that no one really needs. You may ask why, and I'll tell you that for free. The Glock 29 is a subcompact 10mm that promises barrel-stopping power in a concealable package. It sounds awesome until you actually shoot it. The 10mm ammo is a fantastic round full of power loads, legitimately formidable. But stuffing it into a subcompact Glock, that's a recipe for misery if you ask me. The recoil is brutal, turning what should be a defensive tool into a wrist-wrenching problem, and unless you're regularly hiking in grizzly country, in which case maybe carry a real bear gun, the 10mm is overkill for everyday carry. There's also the ammo issue. Good 10mm is expensive, and the watered-down FBI light loads defeat the purpose of the caliber. So unless you're hand-loading or enjoy paying premium prices for ammo that kicks like a mule, the Glock 29 is a hard sell. And let's be real, if you really want a 10mm Glock, the full-size Glock 20 is the way to go. The 29, it's just a firearm that's more pain than power. The Glock 37 is the red-headed stepchild of the Glock family. Sounds funny, I know, but it's true. Chambered in 45 GAP, which stands for Glock Auto Pistol, because, well, Glock just had to make its own proprietary round, this pistol was supposed to offer 45 ACP performance in a smaller frame. Too bad nobody cared, and I mean that with no offense. or maybe get offended. Whatever. The 45 GAP is a solution to a problem that didn't exist, and that's why nobody really paid attention. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? The 45 GAP doesn't outperform 45 ACP. The ammo is scarce and expensive, and good luck finding spare mags or holsters. Even Glock seems to have quietly given up on it, with most of their focus now on 9mm and 45 ACP models. The Glock 37 is a collector's oddity at best, a footnote in Glock's history that serves as a reminder of what happens when a company tries too hard to reinvent the wheel, one that never truly exists to begin with. If you've got funds to throw around, or probably just want to see it for yourself, go pick one up. Just don't say nobody warned you, because I certainly did. You're better off putting your cash on other prominent Glocks if you're so hell-bent on purchasing a Glock pistol. Speaking of 45 GAP, let's talk about the other Glocks chambered in this forgotten round, like the Glock 38, which is a compact pistol, and the Glock 39, which is supposed to be subcompact. These pistols suffer from the same issues as the Glock 37, but with even less reason to exist. Why? Because if you want a compact 45, the Glock 30 and 45 ACP is right there. It's proven, ammo is everywhere, and it doesn't require you to hunt down obscure, overpriced cartridges. There's just no way to make this pistol look as good as their bigger brothers that have already dominated the market. The 45 GAP experiment was a misfire, a proper failed experiment, and these pistols are living proof of that. Unless you're a die-hard Glock completist and enjoy the thrill of looking for ammo, there's zero reason to buy one, absolutely. Don't let the looks fool you. Don't try to overthink it and find reasons to use any of the guns which actually don't exist. Just put your money or attention somewhere else, and the true marksman within you will thank you. The 357 SIG is a cool round, in theory at least. It was designed to replicate the function of a 357 Magnum in an auto-loading pistol, and in full-sized guns like the Glock 31, it's a neat option. But the Glock 33, a subcompact 357 SIG, that's just mean. Pure punishment because the recoil is way too sharp, muzzle flip is aggressive, and the advantages over 9mm are negligible in a barrel this short. Plus, 357 SIG ammo is pricier and harder to find than 9mm, making practice sessions needlessly expensive. Why would anyone willingly go through the stress of finding an ammo just to ditch it because it's practically good for nothing? Oh, it's good for something, alright. Maybe if you don't like someone, but they like Glocks, give them this, and it'll be so obvious you have no sort of goodness in your heart for them. You don't even have to say a word. The Glock 33 will tell them all that they need to know. I'll just be real honest with you at this point. If you must have a 357 SIG, at least get a Glock 32 compact or 31 full size. The Glock 33 is a punishment with little practical upside. The Glock 48 is fine, but fine doesn't quite cut it when there are better options out there. On paper, a slimline single-stack 9mm sounds pretty good, but in reality, the Glock 48 is outclassed by guns like the SIG P365 XL and Springfield Hellcat Pro, which offer higher capacity in the same size package. When talking about the trigger, it's still a standard Glock trigger. Meanwhile, competitors are offering crisper, cleaner pulls right out of the box. The Glock 48 isn't really bad, but in a market flooded with superior alternatives, it's just unnecessary. Glock sure is one of the most reliable handgun manufacturers in the world, but even the best stumble sometimes, and these 5 models are proof of that. Whether it's odd calibers, outdated designs, or just being outclassed by the competition, these Glocks aren't worth your time or money. So if you're in the market for a new pistol, do yourself a favor. Stick to the proven winners like the Glock 19, Glock 17, or even the newer Glock 43X. Your wallet and your hands will thank you for that. And if you still want one of these misfires, well, don't say we didn't warn you. So that's it for this video. Make sure you're subscribed and click a thumbnail to dive right back into more fascinating firearms content from us. We'd love to hear from you, so if you have any experience with any of these handguns or a personal favorite, which I think is unlikely, share your thoughts and insights in the comments section down below. Also, don't forget to share it with a friend and family member and leave us a comment. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you around.